We're at the Ethno conference here in Brussels, major conference of the telecoms industry. Your chairman is here, Ken Hu. What will his message be to those participants?
He did a very good speech this morning about the trust, a global perspective. We believe that trust is actually a complex and topic. His point basically is to we need to address this kind of trust issue by different layers. For example, they have the technical layer, they have the security layer, they have the trade layer, or they have the political layer. So let the people, relative specialists, do their job. Nowadays I think most of the concerns or the hot topic is more about the trade and political, trust. I think the politicians, we hope they can do their job to find out a clear way for the industry, which Huawei is a part.
Secretary of State Pompeo has come out with an op-ed today, quite aggressive, very anti-Huawei, saying it's a threat to security. What would your response be to that, and especially in the days ahead when the European Commission will be producing its toolbox? They will often look to the US. What would you say to European decision makers?
First of all, the allegation from the U.S., even including this time the paper from Mr. Pompeo, I think nothing is new. It's all the old, repeat old, whatever they have mentioned. Nothing has been proven. I mean, all the allegation is groundless. We believe that this kind of attack towards Huawei is purely political driven. As we always mentioned that the whole world actually need a check and balance. I believe in this case, Europe is play a key role as a check and balance towards what the U.S. is attacking to Huawei. In that sense, Huawei has been in Europe for 20 years, and the trust was accumulated in the past 20 years. We believe our collaboration with the industry in Europe is a win-win situation that can last and can stand firmly against the political wind.
Huawei's invested a lot in Europe. There are a lot of R&D centres. But would you be willing to produce components in Europe?
Actually, because of the entity list, from the U.S. administration, Huawei has shifted our supply chain, from the U.S. to the rest of the world, which Europe, can benefit from this shift. Our prediction is in the coming 2 to 3 years, our procurement in Europe, which means the services and components will be increased by 60%, which is a good news for the European industry.
Switzerland, it's going ahead. We're hearing from telecoms operators that the only thing that is stopping them is uncertainty. What is the cost to Europe of uncertainty?
Basically, if we believe that AI, 5G, these are the important key digital infrastructure for the next industrial revolution, if we believe so, then the early runner, basically, they will have some kind of advantage, including the one from Switzerland you rightly mentioned, including the one from South Korea or China. So basically, the early runner, they will be able to explore or take some advantage of the innovation in terms of the innovation, in terms of the ICT enable the vertical industry to help them to be more efficient and to be more ready for the next generation of industrial revolution. In that sense, I think Europe was born naturally a potential leader for the industrial 4.0, but Europe, I think the whole industry is calling for the regulation or the political side to give the certainty for the industry so that they can really speed up the implementation of 5G.
If you get that signal, is Huawei ready to invest in Europe?
Of course, we have been here. We have the full established installment for the services and equipment supply, and the customer have the full awareness of Huawei's readiness, and we are very confident that we will partner with Huawei. Will help Europe to be successful in 5G era.